Feeling inferior is one of the most silent yet powerful forces that destroy a person from the inside. It doesn't shout, it doesn't announce itself, and it doesn't show up suddenly. It grows quietly inside your thoughts, inside your doubts, and inside the small insecurities you ignore every day. And one day, without even realizing it, you start believing that you are less than others. But the truth is simple. Inferiority is not a fact. It is a feeling. And feelings can be changed. Most people assume that they are inferior because they see others achieving more, speaking confidently, or moving forward faster. But what they don't see is the internal battles those people fought before reaching where they are. Everyone has weaknesses, fears, and insecurities, but the problem begins when you think only you have them. You are not inferior. You simply learned to look at yourself through the wrong lens. And today, it's time to break that lens. From childhood, many people are taught directly or indirectly that they must live up to certain expectations. Maybe someone told you that you weren't smart enough. Maybe someone laughed at your dreams. Maybe someone compared you to others and made you feel small. Over time, those voices from the past become your inner voice. And the mind begins to repeat their words as if they are the truth. But listen carefully. Your mind is not your enemy. The thoughts you allowed inside it are. You see, inferiority doesn't come from who you are. It comes from what you believe you are not. Every time you compare yourself with someone else, your mind creates a false measurement of worth. You start believing that someone else's strength is your weakness. Someone else's success becomes your failure. Someone else's confidence becomes your silence. Comparison is the thief of self-worth. But the truth is, no one in this world is built like you. No one thinks exactly like you. No one can replace you. And no one can become you. Your value is not based on how many achievements you have. Your value is not based on how perfect you look. Your value is not based on how quickly you succeed. Your value is based on one simple fact. There is only one you in this entire universe. When you start considering yourself inferior, you slowly shrink your own existence. You stop taking opportunities because you assume you will fail. You avoid expressing your ideas because you think they're not good enough. You hide your talents because you fear judgment. You say yes to things you don't like because you feel you don't deserve better. And with every small compromise, you lose a piece of your true identity. Inferiority is not just a feeling. It is a cage. And the most painful part is you build the cage yourself. But the question is, if you have the power to build this cage, don't you also have the power to break it? Of course, you do. The problem is not your ability. The problem is your belief. You assume others are better. You assume others are stronger. You assume others are more worthy. But how do you know? How can you decide your worth without even giving yourself a chance? People who appear confident today were once as unsure as you. People who speak boldly today were once afraid to open their mouth. People who lead today were once afraid to take the first step. Confidence is not a gift. It is a choice. A choice to believe in yourself even when it feels difficult. And inferiority disappears the moment confidence enters. But how do you build confidence? You don't start by becoming perfect. You start by accepting yourself the way you are. You start by acknowledging that your flaws do not define your worth. Your mistakes do not erase your value. Your failures do not make you inferior. In fact, the people who rise the highest are the ones who refuse to let their failures decide their identity. The strongest version of you is hidden under layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity, but it is still there, waiting for you to uncover it. Waiting for you to stop comparing yourself with others. Waiting for you to stop thinking of yourself as less. And the moment you decide that you are enough, your mind, your actions, and your life will all begin to change. You will start walking differently. You will start speaking differently. You will start making decisions with strength. You will stop seeking approval. You will stop apologizing for being yourself. You will stop letting others' opinions shape your self-image. The world respects those who respect themselves. And confidence is not about being better than everyone else. Confidence is about knowing that you don't need to be. You are not in competition with anyone. Your journey is your own. And no one else's success can ever reduce yours. You were not born to stay small. You were not born to stay silent. You were not born to feel inferior. You were born to grow, to rise, and to shine. And part 1 of this journey begins with one powerful truth. You are not inferior. You have only forgotten your own worth. In the next part, we will go deeper. We will explore how to destroy the internal patterns that create inferiority, and how to rebuild your mindset into strength, confidence, and power. Inferiority doesn't just live in your thoughts, it becomes a habit. A habit of doubting yourself. A habit of giving up too early. A habit of assuming others are better. A habit of stepping back even before trying. And habits do not break in a single moment. They break when you become aware of them, and then decide that they no longer serve you. The first step to breaking inferiority is recognizing the invisible patterns that feed it every day. These patterns are so subtle that most people don't even notice them, yet they shape their entire life. Let's uncover these patterns one by one. Medium white star 1. The pattern of self-comparison. Most people compare their life with others without even realizing it. You compare your progress with someone's highlight reel. You compare your skills with someone's mastered talent. You compare your start with someone else's finish. And every comparison creates one message in your mind. I am not enough. But here's the truth. You don't need to be enough for the world. You only need to be enough for your own future. Comparison kills growth. The moment you stop comparing, your mind becomes free, not perfect, but free. And a free mind is powerful. Medium white star 2. The pattern of negative self-talk. Inferiority grows strongest in the conversations you have with yourself. Most people speak to themselves with more harshness than they would ever use with others. They say things like, I can't do this. I always fail. People are better than me. Nobody will listen to me. I'm not talented enough. I'm not worth it. But think about it. If your mind constantly hears negative sentences, how can it ever grow confidence? Words create reality. Change your words, and your reality will follow. When you replace I'm not capable with I can learn, you shift your entire identity. When you replace I always fail with every failure is experience, your mind stops fearing mistakes. Negative self-talk weakens your inner voice. Positive self-talk strengthens it. You don't need to lie to yourself. You just need to stop attacking yourself. Medium white star 3. The pattern of seeking approval. Inferior minds constantly seek validation from others. They want someone to say they are good enough. They want someone to appreciate their efforts. They want someone to approve their decisions. But the problem is, approval is temporary. Validation fades. People change. If your confidence depends on others, then your weakness also will. True confidence is built when you stop needing permission to be yourself. When you stop asking others whether you are good enough. And start asking yourself whether you are trying your best. People can guide you, but they cannot give you identity. Identity is something you build from within. Medium white star 4. The pattern of overthinking. Overthinking is one of the strongest roots of inferiority. You overthink every mistake. You overthink every decision. You overthink every conversation. You overthink what people think of you. And in that overthinking, you lose energy, time, and confidence. Overthinking always ends in one conclusion. I am not capable enough. But here's a secret. Your mind is lying. Overthinking exaggerates fear. It magnifies small issues. It turns simple doubts into massive insecurities. The more you overthink, the more inferior you feel. To break the cycle, you must shift your focus from thinking to action. Even a small action is more powerful than hours of overthinking. Medium white star 5. The pattern of fear. Fear is not the enemy. Staying frozen because of fear is. Every time you avoid an opportunity because you feel less capable, your mind learns one thing. Running away is easier. But easy paths never lead to growth. People who rise are not fearless, they simply choose courage over comfort. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel scared. Courage means you move forward despite the fear. When you confront your fear, even in small steps, inferiority loses strength. Medium white star 6. The pattern of forgetting your strengths. People who feel inferior spend more time focusing on their weaknesses than their strengths. They remember every failure but forget every victory. They magnify every mistake but ignore their progress. They see their imperfections but overlook their uniqueness. But the truth is simple. You will always feel inferior when you measure yourself only by what you lack. Start noticing your strengths. Start acknowledging your efforts. Start appreciating your qualities. Confidence doesn't grow from perfection. It grows from self-recognition. Medium white star breaking inferiority, the mindset shift. Inferiority can only survive in a mind that feels powerless. The moment you reclaim your mental power, everything changes. And it begins with 3 mindset shifts. Shift 1, from I am not enough to I am becoming enough. You don't need to be perfect today. You just need to grow every day. Shift 2, from others are ahead to I have my own timing. Life is not a race. Growth is not a competition. Shift 3, from why me to why not me. Opportunities are not for special people. They are for determined people. Medium white star understanding your true worth. Your worth is not connected to your achievements. Your worth is not linked to other people's opinions. Your worth is not defined by your past. Your worth is built into you. You were born with value. Born with potential. Born with purpose. No insult can change your worth. No failure can erase your worth. No comparison can reduce your worth. You are unique. And that uniqueness is your power. Reclaiming your identity. To stop considering yourself inferior, you must first reclaim the identity you lost. Identity is not what others say about you. Identity is what you decide to believe about yourself. You decide whether you are strong or weak. You decide whether you are capable or not. You decide whether you rise or stay down. The moment you choose to see yourself differently, your entire world shifts. Inferiority fades when identity strengthens. Medium white star, the power of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is not about ignoring your flaws. It is about understanding that flaws do not make you inferior. Everyone has imperfections. When you accept yourself fully, two things happen. Times you stop seeking approval. Times you stop comparing your life with others. Acceptance brings peace. And a peaceful mind is a powerful mind. Medium white star, the path forward. Part 2 of this journey reveals something important. Inferiority is not a single emotion. It is a system of thoughts, habits, and beliefs. And now that you understand that system, you can break it. Your life won't transform by accident. It will transform by intention. By choosing new thoughts. By forming new habits. By strengthening your identity every single day. Just like a muscle grows with consistent training. Self-worth grows with consistent mindset shifts. Part 3 will take you even deeper. It will give you the tools, actions, and mental strategies to rebuild your confidence permanently. Not for a day, not for a month, but for the rest of your life. By now, you understand that inferiority is not your identity, it is a habit of thinking, a pattern of self-doubt, and a mindset shaped by comparison, fear, and past experiences. But understanding is only the beginning. To truly break the cycle of inferiority, you must rebuild your inner world. You must create a mindset so strong, so stable, and so confident that nothing, no comment, no failure, no judgment can shake you again. Part 3 is about transformation. Not temporary motivation, but permanent internal change. Medium white star 1. Building an unshakable identity. Your identity is the foundation of your confidence. When you know who you are, the world cannot tell you who you are not. Inferiority weakens identity by making you believe that you are defined by times your mistakes, times your failures, times your rejections, times your weaknesses, times other people's opinions. But identity is deeper than all of these. You are not the person you were when you failed. You are not the person someone insulted. You are not the person people compared. You are not the person your fears describe. You are the person you choose to become. To build an unshakable identity, you must rewrite the narrative of who you are. Instead of saying, "I'm not confident," say, "I am learning confidence." Instead of saying, "I am weak," say, "I am growing stronger." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I deserve to rise." Identity changes when you stop repeating the language of your wounds and start repeating the language of your possibilities. Medium white star 2. The power of self-respect. No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. And the way you take back that permission is through self-respect. Self-respect is not arrogance. Self-respect is acknowledging your worth without needing someone else to confirm it. People lose self-respect when they times accept disrespect, Times tolerate mistreatment. Times allow others to dominate their decisions. Times apologize for things they never did. Times remain silent even when they are right. Every time you shrink yourself to keep others comfortable, you feed inferiority. Every time you allow someone to belittle you, you teach your mind that you deserve less. But when you stand firm, even in small moments, your mind begins to understand. I matter. My voice matters. My boundaries matter. Self-respect is the medicine that kills inferiority. Medium white star 3. The courage to be imperfect. Inferiority grows strongest in people who believe they must be perfect. They fear making mistakes. They fear judgment. They fear failure. But perfection is a trap. A trap that stops you from living, trying, and growing. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from embracing imperfection. Say to yourself, I don't have to be perfect to be worthy. I don't have to be perfect to deserve respect. I don't have to be perfect to succeed. I don't have to be perfect to be me. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, you discover something amazing. You become unstoppable because nothing scares you anymore. Not failure. Not judgment. Not comparison.